Howdy, everybody. We're going to be going over original Medicare, both Part A and Part B. We're going to be starting with Part A. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Now, as you see right below where it says Part A, it says premium free. And there are a few ways to get premium free Part A. Now, the main way is going to be by working 10 years. That's going to equal 40 quarters, 4 quarters in a year, and paying Medicare taxes for all 10 of those years. The second way is going to be by being on disability, to be specific, SSDI through the federal government and not SSI through the state, only SSDI. If you're on it for 2 or more years, you're automatically qualified for Medicare and your Part A will be premium free. Now, the third way is going to be disease, and there are a few diseases here that can qualify you. First one here is going to be end-stage renal disease. A bit hard for me to say, but you may know it better as ESRD. The second one is going to be Lou Gehrig's disease, which you may know as ALS. Now, any of those ways will get you Part A premium free. You're not paying anything for it. For those of you who wouldn't qualify for any of those, then you will have to pay a premium, and it's going to be different depending on how long you did pay Medicare taxes. Now, if you paid it for 7.5 years, just 30 quarters, your premium is going to be quite a bit, being $505 a month. That's going to equal $6,060 a year coming out of your pocket. And now it's going to be quite a bit of money, but if you didn't pay your Medicare taxes those 10 years, you're going to pay for 7.5, that's the price you'll be paying. Now, right below that, you're going to see that if you work more than 7.5 years, but less than 10 years, you're going to have a premium of $278 a month, which is going to come out to $3,336 a year, which is much more manageable. Now, again, if you want it completely free, you got to work 10 years and pay Medicare taxes for all 10 of those years. Now, right below my head, all right, next to my head, rather, you'll see it says penalty. If you can't see it that well, you see it like so. Now, penalty is if you were not eligible for Part A premium free, but you did decide to get it in the future. So if you didn't decide to get it when you first became eligible because you had to pay for it, but you decided later on that you needed it, then you had to pay this penalty. Now, the penalty is going to be calculated by Medicare and is dependent on how long you go without having Medicare Part A while being eligible. And now we're going to Part B of Medicare, which is a bit simpler and does have a premium payment. Now, as you see here for 2024, that premium was $174.40. In 2025, it's going to be going up. It's going to be about $185. If I'm being completely honest, don't remember the numbers to the cent, but it's about $185. I think it's $184.60 or somewhere around there. Don't quote me on it. Again, essentially $185 per month. Now, for Medicare Part B, that is a non-negotiable. You will have to pay that premium if you want Part B. One addendum I did want to make real quickly is that there is a way to get rid of a Medicare Part B premium, and that's by having Medicaid through the state, in which case the state will pay for your Part B premium for you once you're eligible for Medicaid. Now, those rules do vary by state, so depending on where you live, it's going to change. And that penalty is going to be an additional 10% per year you will without having the coverage. So if you went 1 year without it, it's additional 10%, 2 years, additional 20%. So now we're moving to the big question here, which is what does Part A and B actually get you? It's going to get you quite a few things, but to put it as simple as possible, you're going to have 80% coverage on all medical services and treatments. And so instead of paying 100% of the cost out of your pocket, you're only paying 20% of the cost. Now you'll see here there are some things that are not covered. And the first one is going to be healthcare overseas. Medicare is only in the United States. The moment you go outside of the United States, you are not covered. Next up will be hearing aids, and hearing aids are not covered by Medicare, at least not by original Medicare. Also, cosmetic surgeries are not covered. Now, prescription drugs are not covered under Part A or Part B because they're covered under Part D of Medicare, which we'll go over in a later video. Also, most dental is also not covered by Medicare, Part A and Part B. Medicare does cover some dental services as long as it's considered to be medically necessary. Honestly, it's best that you think about it as not having dental coverage at all because it's only in rare circumstances where it would be medically necessary. And again, anything that's not medically necessary would not be covered. Now, you can get dental through standalone dental plans or through Part C, which will be discussed later on. One more thing I do want to add on is that while prescription drugs are not covered under Part A and Part B, any drug administered at a facility, doctor's office, hospital, anything like that is under Part A and Part B. You don't need to get a prescription drug plan for those or any other kind of plan for that. That is under Part A and Part B. Now, there are some additional benefits that Medicare can cover for you. And so, whether it be getting your Part C or Part D coverage, but we're going to be going those on later videos. And Part D specifically is going to be the next video coming up. So, stay tuned for that. There's going to be a bit to go over there. You have a wonderful rest of your day. That's it for Medicare Part A and Part B. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.